Hi guys, welcome back. Second video, and it's gonna be a little different. I'm actually currently battling some anxiety. I don't remember if I mentioned this in the previous video, but I experienced pretty bad IBS, and I'm also a severe emetophobe. I'm extremely scared of throwing up and getting sick. Because I have sensory processing sensitivity, which means that my brain can't filter out all of the things it's noticing at once. Like right now, for example, I can feel the sweat on my skin. I feel warm, feel shaky. I can feel some aching in my right thigh. I can hear my little jellyfish water feature going off. I can hear the cat making noise. And the lights are really bright. And I can kind of feel my heart thumping in my head right now. So I kind of wanted to get on and not necessarily document, but kind of go through my process as it's happening. Because I'm really uncomfortable right now. But I want to get some thoughts out of my head so they're not, stuck up here. I have a habit, because I'm a hypochondriac. I have a habit of when I start feeling a certain way, I'll just Google all my symptoms and try to find whatever possibility so I can see what I can do to help it. And right now, it's gonna be TMI. I'm gonna be talking about some kind of gross medical stuff. So just fair warning. But I have something called paradoxical diarrhea, which is where you're basically constipated and having soft bowel movements at the same time. That's the most that I'll say about that. And it's really uncomfortable because you feel like you have to go, and then you go and maybe you go a little bit, but it still feels like you didn't. And then it just comes in waves, and it's really uncomfortable. I had to go back and forth to my bedroom and the bathroom, trying to move around and get comfortable and just not focus on it. And when I found out what it was, this isn't the first time I've experienced it. It's the first time I'd heard of the term. And because I always thought you could only have either or, you couldn't have both. And it said it can be caused by IBS or sorry. It said it can be caused by IBS or stress. And definitely been feeling a lot of stress recently. With the stomach ache, I'm gonna kind of explain this cyclical process my body goes through. So my I get a little bit. So I have IBS, um, which, if you don't know, can be worsened by anxiety because anxiety releases cortisol into your system and it irritates your digestive system. That's caused by stress, and so my anxiety makes that worse. But then that makes my anxiety worse because I'm scared of throwing up, and I'm scared of nausea. I'm scared of feeling sick. Now, the nausea that I'm experiencing because of this can also be caused by paradoxical diarrhea. So I know the cause, right? I know it's causing this. I know it's IBS, and I know it's because of diet and um, stressful life changes recently. Um, Knowing the cause, diagnosing it, helps when you're looking for a solution. It doesn't always help you feel better. Right now, it's not really relieving much stress to know that I have that because I still feel like there's not really anything I can do for it. I don't want to take Zofran because that'll make me more constipated and is probably what made me so in the first place. And I don't want to take laxatives because I'm also experiencing diarrhea, so that would just make that worse. Um, and especially if there's a blockage there, I don't want to make it worse. I'm kind of just letting it right out. And I know I need to make diet changes. And I'm really bad at maintaining diet changes. I'm not bad at making them, I'm bad at keeping them. And I have several safe foods that I know I can eat with no problem, but I get comfortable after a while of not feeling sick at all. And I feel like it's okay to then eat just a little bit of something else. And it is for a while. But then I do it more and more. And then it gets bad again. And then I end up back in this, I shouldn't have done that, and I won't do it again kind of cycle. And that cycle is really hard to break. So I've got a habitual cycle going on at the same time as a anxiety cycle, where my anxiety is causing my IBS, which is causing my anxiety, which is doing that. That one's really difficult to break because I have the reason I'm so scared of throwing up is because of the sensory issues that come along with it. It's extremely, extremely unbearably overwhelming and uncomfortable and exhausting. And feeling lightheaded. I have a lot of coping mechanisms that I've learned over the years. And most of them do not work. They may work for one symptom of one issue, but then are counteracted by another issue. It's very frustrating. I'm keeping my cool now because I'm on camera, but normally I'm freaking out right about now, and honestly, I feel like I'm freaking out. But I'm trying to keep it cool, trying to be calm, because if it gets out of hand, then it's too late to stop it. So if I can't break this cycle, I need to break this one where I am where I feel like I keep having dietary issues. It is very frustrating to not be able to eat whatever you want. Now, obviously, there's a difference between just eating whatever and eating junk food, you know? And I really don't eat that much junk food. I don't have sweets very often. I don't have greasy foods that much. I don't eat chips. Like today, I had pizza. It was Hawaiian pizza, a stuffed crust, Papa John's. I've had it before and been perfectly fine. And I think the time that I took it was just really poor decision. I had a feeling before ordering it that it probably wasn't smart to do. And I did it. And I'm experiencing the consequences of my actions. And that sucks. But that's where I am. So how do I fall out of this or pull myself out of this cycle that is self-destructive? And how do I avoid self-destructive behavior? I don't have the answer. I'm going to try and work it out here right now. My initial thought is to not allow myself to forget the consequences when I make those decisions. Some sort of constant reminder. Now, I have a daily reminder on my phone that tells me that says don't eat bad foods. And it comes up around 10 o'clock every morning. But honestly, it shows in my notification bar and I swipe it immediately. I glance at it, don't really focus on it though. So my next thought is maybe putting something in like my pantry in the storage room where my food and my refrigerator are. That something that says like watch what you eat or you'll regret the consequences. See, and as I'm working this out in my head and saying it out loud, it's actually kind of calming me down. I'm feeling a little chiller. I'm still feeling the aching in my leg. I'm not sure what that is. Probably how I'm sitting or something. But I can feel my breathing calming down a little bit. A little less shaky, but still kind of a little lightheaded, tingly from not breathing properly. Ugh, probably need to straighten out too. This is not fun. I did take an edible as well, and that's helping calm me down a little. Which are legal medically in my state. I want to make that clear. I do have a medical license. So I'm thinking maybe I put something. I probably need multiple reminders, actually. So maybe having a reminder on my phone, and then having a reminder in my pantry with my food, and then having a reminder on my phone, like on my shopping list. So when I go shopping, I'm not tempted to. Maybe also like telling my friends, like, hey, if you're getting junk food or something, don't ask me if I want any. Um, that's also something I could do. Or like my my parents will offer sweets a lot because they get a lot. My dad likes to bake, so he makes a lot. And I really need to just say no. But it's like I said about compulsive compliance, because I'm a people pleaser. Um, I have a really hard time saying no, even if it's at my detriment. Even for things as simple as somebody offering me something, I don't. I feel like I can't say no. I'd hate it. I wish I could just say no. And I'm getting better at it. I'm practicing, and I can't expect myself to be perfect right away. It takes time. You get better at things as you practice. Um, it's difficult not being reminded of the really long and really extreme panic attack I had. And I have to remind myself that I'm doing that to myself. I'm causing myself panic about panic. And I think that goes back to the self destructive cycles I was talking about. I think I and a lot of people have a lot of self destructive habits, that we do on a regular basis, whether they be long term habits or short term. And we have these cycles that we get into of knowing something isn't good but still doing it. And how do you break out of that? And I think I'm gonna think about that a little more. Maybe touch back on that subject later when I've given it more thought. I just need to remind myself that it's gonna be okay, and it's not the end of the world, and that I'm gonna survive. And it's uncomfortable. I don't like it, but it's my fault. It's not my fault that I have the issues I have, but it's my fault for not treating my body as though it has those issues. I don't want to say that I need to hold myself to a higher standard, because I feel like I already do that quite a bit. I think maybe I need to be okay with not being okay. That I need to learn how to write it out and understand that it will end. It's not permanent. It's going to take time, but all things do. I'm going to really try this time to use this as a learning opportunity. And I think verbalizing this and documenting it has kind of helped me to process that. And I think hopefully going to be beneficial in the future. I want to start treating myself better, both mentally and physically. I have insecurities. I don't love my body. I experience eating disorders and dysphoria and body dysmorphia. I don't like how square my jaw is. I don't like my brow bump or how big my forehead is. I don't like how deep my voice is. But they are that way. And I'm too scared to get surgery. I don't know, maybe in the future, but I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I want to not love the body I have, specifically in the physical appearance aspects. Obviously there's being trans and also having the health issues and all that, right? I don't enjoy that, and I would never will. But maybe learn to be less harsh on myself in that area, and not how I perceive myself, but how I interpret it. Because there's nothing wrong with my jaw, or my forehead, or my brows, or my voice. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't like it because I feel like it doesn't look how I want it to look or how other women look. I think that makes me insecure. But there are women who do look like me, cisgendered women who were born completely female. They look like me, that have square jaws or large foreheads or whatever you would call this, I don't know, protruding brow or broad shoulders. It's just hard to hold myself to the standards of, well, not all women look the same. Because I think we all see so many. What we see is women who have what we deem to be desirable traits more than we see women that we don't associate with those traits. Not to say that they aren't gorgeous, right? But that's the point I'm getting at, is that I don't see myself as gorgeous with those features, but I see somebody else with those features and I think they're stunning. So maybe I need to hold myself to a lower standard and understand that I'm being hypocritical in my judgments towards myself compared to the judgments I make on others. All right. Panic's coming back a little bit. I think I'm going to cut the video here and try to decompress. Thanks for watching. Likes, comments, subscriptions are so appreciated. If you want to share the video, great. If anything I said helped you, let me know. If there's any subjects you want to hear me talk about, leave them down in the comments and I'll see if I can get to them. Bye.